Cinema. Welcome back to Warp of Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Bar the Collector. What's up, everybody?
It was your turn to choose a movie, and you decided to do what?
Happy fucking Gilmore, man.
Why?
Because it's peak Sandler, dude. It's peak Sandler.
Yeah.
This is like one of the best sports movies ever made. By far the best golf movie ever made.
It's definitely one of Adam Sandler's top tier.
Like, I like Caddyshack, and, you know...
I was telling the wife, I was like, I feel like I should do Caddyshack after this.
And I really like Tin Cup with Kevin Costner. That's a good one, too. Like, yeah, these are like the best golf movies. And then you could throw maybe The Greatest Game Ever.
Didn't Shia LaBeouf do one?
Yeah, that's The Greatest Game Ever.
Okay.
And then Legend of Bagger Vance or some shit, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, there's about 4 or 5 golf movies, but this one is the best. This movie like made me want to like learn how to play golf.
My grandfather was obsessed with golf most of my life, and it made me not want to care about golf at all.
Because
he would always have it on in the living room.
It's like the most boring fucking sport ever.
To watch,
yeah.
Like, I can play some putt-putt.
I love putt-putt, man.
I have a very, like, weird relationship with golf. I think it's a stupid sport because it takes up so much land for rich people to do dumb shit with. I don't know. I hate it. Because we have golf courses around here, and I'm just like, you're taking up so much space for a dumb sport. Have one space and share it. Anyway. So Adam Sandler, I wanted to talk about him and his like career and our relationship with him before we get into the movie, because he is quintessential comedy, and I'm like, I wouldn't even know what else to do.
I grew up watching Adam Sandler movies.
I was going to say my introduction to Adam Sandler was Big Daddy.
I think this was the first Adam Sandler movie I ever saw. Happy Gilmore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then like after that,
Waterboy.
Yeah, it was like Waterboy, Big Daddy, Mr. Deeds. I just started like watching all of them.
Same.
I even watched Going Overboard, his first ever movie, and it's fucking terrible. Yeah.
I seen he's actually in Shakes the Clown. I was like, I put that on my list to us to do later in the year. He's in Coneheads, apparently.
Yeah, he is in Coneheads for a minute.
Airheads is another movie that I didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah, but I was like 16 when I saw Airheads. Like Airheads
really?
had been out for a decade when I saw it.
I loved him in that movie.
That was one of those like hidden gem comedies I found.
Still kind of a hidden gem. It's like one of the few like Brendan Fraser movies that I love.
It's like one of those things. It's like that movie shouldn't have been as good as it was.
100%. Yeah, it should be dog shit, but it's not.
It's great.
And then he did my favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time, and people give me shit about it, but Little Nicky.
I like Little Nicky too.
I love Little Nicky. It's number 1 Adam Sandler for me.
It's in my top 10. It's not in my top 5. But
really,
yeah, my Sandler movies are pretty weird.
Yeah,
my top 5 for Sandler's pretty different, I think, from other people's. Because it goes Happy Gilmore, and then Wedding Singer, and then That's My Boy.
I don't like That's My Boy.
I love That's My Boy, dude. That shit is so fucking stupid. It's hilarious. Anytime you can write Vanilla Ice into a fucking movie, like, sign me up, dude.
I'm surprised you haven't said anything about Longest Yard.
I like The Longest Yard, but it's not one of my favorites. Like, it might make the top 10, but probably not.
51st Dates. It's one of my top ones.
It's a great like love story type movie.
It's a great rom-com.
It's in my top 10, but once again, I don't think it makes my top 5. Wedding Singer is my favorite movie with him and Drew Barrymore, because they act like they could really be in love. Like, I used to watch that movie as a kid, and I was like, man, I can't believe they get married after this movie. Like, and then let's see, 4 and 5, Funny People. I love Funny People with him.
It's not in your top 5 though, is it?
It might be.
That's no.
Nah, probably not. Mr. Deeds, and then
I wouldn't even put Mr. Deeds up there.
I don't think so.
This is my personal opinion.
And then Murder Mystery with him and Jennifer Aniston.
Your list is weird as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. What the fuck is that list?
Dude, I like Adam Sandler, but I like it when he does shit different. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Not Punch Drunk Love fucking different, but like, you know.
Uncut Gems.
I do like Uncut Gems a lot. It's probably in my top 10, but it's not in the top 5, dude.
No. But anyway, so Happy Gilmore was a weird choice. Is this your favorite?
This is my favorite Sandler movie. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I even like Pixels, bro. And everybody hates Pixels.
Yeah, let's not get into that or we'll have to end the podcast.
It looked good. You know? It did. It was funny.
Rewatching this, I haven't seen this in a very, very long time, I realized. It brought back so many feels. Even the wife said that. She's like, this movie is so nostalgic.
I love this fucking movie, dude.
Like, between the music and just seeing old, young Adam Sandler, it was a good time. Like you said, we've had some darkness in our life. We need a little bit of light, and this was a great light to shine on it.
The way he narrates it, everything, like, it's just great. Like, he grows up like worshiping hockey.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, man, we never talked about like the cast or like how much
so
money
many
this
people in this movie.
Yeah, it's insane. Carl Weathers.
Shout out to Predator.
My girl
Joey
Bowen from Modern Family. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher McDonald. This is his fucking. Fun fact, dude. He plays golf free everywhere in America because he's Shooter McGavin. He said that's the best thing that he ever took from doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he said he didn't. He said he loved playing golf like before he got the part.
Really?
And that's like he's like when he auditioned for the role, he's like, look, if you give me this, like, I'm gonna make it look good because I can fucking actually golf. And like now he fucking plays for free everywhere he goes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just so they can say they play golf with Shooter McGavin.
Speaking of doing things for free, they must have eaten Subway for free. There are so many Subway ads in this movie that I'd never noticed before.
Subway is like
a sponsor of golf?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I mean, it's golf, bro. They're not going to complain to anybody that wants to give them money to be a sponsor. But Adam Sandler probably worked it out. Like, they all got free sandwiches while they were on the set. You know, like, Sandler's that kind of guy.
I love that his bag was like, or his golf bag was like the fucking 6 foot long.
Yeah. At the end, yeah.
It's pretty funny. Do you know one person that I noticed that I didn't notice before until his caddy?
Yes, that's his old boy from Grandma's
His
Boy.
caddy is Alan Covert. And I was like, I never noticed that before.
Yeah, dude. Alan has been in every fucking movie he's been in.
Him and Adam Sandler are best friends.
Yeah, they grew up together. Like,
yeah. They write all the movies together, too.
He literally hit the fucking lottery, like, as far as, like, best friends becoming famous.
Well, not only that, but I think he's very talented, too. He's a funny fucking dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. Grandma's Boy, like I said, like, that's one of my favorite movies. Like,
same.
We've even did it on here.
I'm surprised Nick Swartzen wasn't in this movie.
I don't think he was, like, fucking out of high school yet when this movie came out, dude.
You're probably right.
He didn't know who Adam Sandler was.
I thought he grew up with them. When did they meet?
Fuck, when he was like 40. Like,
really?
Yeah. They did Grown Ups too and shit. And like, Just Go With It. He's in that. Like, they did a couple movies together, but yeah, he didn't meet Nick Swartzen until later in life.
I didn't know that. I thought he met him early in life because I knew they were like inseparable once they met.
Yeah, he kind of just added him to the crew, but like.
Interesting. I did not know that. You were talking about money. We can talk about the money. Let's talk about the money.
I'm curious to know like what this movie cost to make.
Guess. We used to do the guessing and I missed the guessing.
Yeah, all right. Let me go 15 mil.
Close. Super close. 12 million.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure golf was like, we don't give a fuck. Like literally, you're going to promote golf? Like, all right, yeah. But you can use the PGA, everything. You can use all the licensing. Like, we don't care.
Gross worldwide, 41 million.
Which is like pretty impressive for that time period with a comedy.
Yeah, and he's not super well known yet.
No, he's still on the come up. Like, he'd done SNL and shit, but like.
Yeah, and this is his second movie out of the gate. After Billy Madison.
Third, then, because he did Going Overboard first.
Did he?
Yeah, I think that's his first one. Like I said, it's not great. I don't even think that bitch went to theaters.
Oh, I guess you're right. Damn, this shit is old. 1989.
Yeah. I mean, my mom had her like let me rent it from Blockbuster, and I was like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen."
He's so young. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Just a little preview on IMDb. Oh, it looks low budget as fuck. I need to watch this.
But dude, Alan's in that. Plays another fucking waiter.
I told you they're like attached at the
That's what I
hip.
said. He was like, hey, bro, you want to be in my shitty movie? And he's like, of course I want to be in your shitty movie, bro.
I want a kinship like that. But anyway,
You can
so
always be in my shitty movie, Greg.
so you want to crack into the movie? Like, it's a
Yeah.
pretty simple plot. Like, he has a kid that's obsessed with hockey, and he sucks at every aspect of it except a slap shot
And fighting.
and fighting.
He's like, I hold two high school I hold 2 junior varsity records. Most times spent in a penalty box, and I'm the only person that tried to take off his skate and stab somebody. I love how like it shows every job that he has, and he just like keeps saying like he's humping something. Like that shit was gold. He puts the fucking
Yeah, he puts everything in his dick and acts like he's fucking there. Yeah, I get it. It's very juvenile, but you know.
He's like, lately I've been working construction, and I gotta be honest, I'm pretty good with the nail gun. He fucking is his boss.
Yeah. Richard Kyle?
Oh my god, this dude is a monster, dude.
He's so big.
He's the guy from the original Longest Yard.
Is he?
Yeah, he was.
I know he's done a few things. Like,
Oh, he's been in a lot of movies, but they're like in the 70s and shit
Right.
like that.
I know I've seen his.
He might have played Jaws and James Bond. Now that I think about it, like, he's a fucking big dude.
He's a big dude. Yeah, whenever he's standing in the crowd, he's just hovering over everybody, towering over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
And you can bet on me waiting for you in the parking lot, dude. I would have shit my pants. Like, I'm fucked. Definitely get security. Like, have a fucking police squadron ready to get at this fucking guy. But yes, he likes play hockey. He keeps trying out for like a semi-pro team in his town.
he said 10. He tried out 10 times, but trials are only once a year. So he's been
like-
doing this for 10 years.
He's like, God, is that Gilmore again? He's like, guy can't skate for shit. It shows him sliding across the ice. He's like, not the best puck handler either. He picks the fucking puck up and
with his
looks
hand.
around
Yeah.
and puts it back down. He goes, but my God. And then he fucking hits the shot. It misses the goal completely, but it shatters the fucking glass in front of the coaches. And he's like, what a fucking shot. Like, he's like, damn it. Is that goal regulation size of what?
What is certain like comedians obsessed with hockey? You notice that? Like Kevin Smith, Adam Sandler, and, you know, a few others.
Well, I know Kevin Smith said he started wearing hockey jerseys because he was so fat that it's the only thing that made him feel like he wasn't a whale in public.
Well,
I don't know if he actually is a hockey fan. I would think he is
I
because
never thought about that.
he puts it in his movies, like his earlier
Yeah.
movies, but like not really like much now.
So
Because all the jerseys he wears are custom Kevin Smith jerseys.
I know I told you I was going to get you a custom Warma Cinema like
That's dope.
hockey jersey.
That would be fucking awesome. But he always wears his shit. So like, I don't know if he actually likes hockey or he's just like, that's his style.
That's true. I never thought about that. Letterkenny, the main guy, he was a hockey player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's so much hockey in that show.
Dude, have you fucking seen Shoresy, the series?
I watched the whole scene.
It's so fucking
It's so
good,
funny.
bro. I love that shit. So stupid, but so
I have
funny.
to admit, I still prefer Letterkenny, but it's still funny. Like, I still enjoy it.
No, because I'm gonna tell you why I enjoy Shoresy more, because like it's all him. Like that's my favorite part of Letterkenny is Daryl and his little crew. Like I miss the Squirrely Dan and shit, but like some of the side characters in that one were pretty good too.
Mhm.
Like I like the fucking chick owner and her sisters that are just like ruthless as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I liked all that, but I couldn't stand the fucking goth kids in Letterkenny.
You said that. I don't mind the goth kid. I like the side characters better in Letterkenny.
Yeah, that's where we differ, but that's why I think I like Shoresy more. But dude, the way he ripped on fucking people in that show,
Oh, yeah. His insults are just
they're top tier,
the
dude.
fucking, like, whenever you ask a question, he goes, what?
What?
Throughout the whole season, that shit was cracking me the fuck up. I started doing it to people.
Take it easy.
What? But anyway, I just thought it was weird. Like, I noticed hockey is in the zeitgeist of certain comedians and stuff like that. So I just found it interesting.
My buddy Tim Hitchcock. If you say it fast, it sounds like you're saying 10-inch cock.
If you have not watched Letterkenny / Shoresy, go do yourself a favor and check it out on Hulu because it's fucking amazing.
I'm waiting for that guy to break over into movies, man. Like, I want to see a comedy with him, dude.
I like his niche. I want him to stay in his niche. It works.
Like a Shoresy movie? That'd be hard.
Yeah.
I'd go see that.
You're not wrong. But the best episode for sure is the super soft birthday party.
Oh, yeah, on Letterkenny?
Yeah. It's by far my favorite episode.
It's not for you. It's for them, Daryl. But anyways, back to Happy Gilmore. So, yeah, he tries out for the hockey team, and, like, that's his other thing. Like, he's super angry, and he just, like, beats the shit out of people. And it's, like, some of the best scenes of this movie, honestly. When he fucking punches Kevin Nealon out of his fucking shirt. I love that shit. Like, he grabbed him like a hocky player does. He pulled his fucking shirt over his head and fucking just drilled him.
I love that he fought Bob Barker. Like, why?
I wasn't trying to bust that out this early, but that is
you're talking about fighting,
the
like
most epic fucking scene of all time.
The fact that Bob Barker agreed to do this is fucking amazing.
That's a true story, though. Bob Barker was a bad motherfucker in the Navy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he boxed Golden Gloves.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Bob Barker is about that life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. It adds
Shout out to Bob Barker.
Did you know that that they did a sequel to that? Like when like Bob Barker did it at like fucking 90. Like he was in the hospital and like Adam came in there and they started fighting in the hospital room.
No.
Yeah, and Bob Barker like hits him with a fucking piss pan in the face and makes it like pours piss on him and shit. It's hilarious, dude.
I didn't know Bob Barker was like a comedian.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and look that up on YouTube. It's almost as good as the fucking scene in the movie.
Like, that is hilarious. I did not know that. Fun facts. Fun fact, a lot of fun facts from you today.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't expecting that. But that's how much I love this movie. I've seen it a billion fucking
I didn't have a
times.
chance to really like look into things, so I'm just kind of going off the cusp in the movie. So you're helping me out. But yeah, he has the only person that raised him was his grandmother. She's the only one around, so he like cares for her a lot.
It's so ironic, like that he still loved hockey so much because his dad and him are watching a fucking like a Penguins game, and he gets fucking drilled with the puck and dies. And he still loves hockey so much because his dad loved hockey so much. Like, I don't, not necessarily like a sport, like maybe the Cowboys, like the fact that like his dad was just drilled to the fucking TV like a foot away from it. And his mom's like doing this shit in front of his face. And he's just like, you're not even here, bitch. Stop.
Yeah.
Like, I could see my wife leaving me for that, you know, because like that's how much I love Dallas. And like, but.
Let's say I like a team based on their logo. Is it a bad thing?
I'd say you're not a real fucking fan.
Yeah. I always like the Devils logo.
The what?
The Devils?
The New Jersey
hockey team?
Devils? Yeah, I have a New Jersey Devils jersey.
So when I was younger, before I even knew what the fuck hockey was, I mean, I knew hockey was a sport, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know like teams or whatever. There was a dude in my neighborhood that always wore a Devils jersey. I was like, I fucking love that logo. I almost became a Devils fan.
It's kind of how I am with the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks logo.
Yeah.
Like, I always loved those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I started wearing, like, Mighty Duck shit like, when I was younger. But, like, I love the Lightning now. That's my favorite team now.
Home base.
Well, that's the only team I'm like that with, though. Like, but that's the difference is I remember when the Lightning first started being a team. 94, like...
and they sucked for a while.
Yes.
They didn't start being good until a few years ago, so...
Well, they won their first Stanley Cup in 2004. I was in
Yeah.
high school. I remember the day they won it. They beat the Calgary Flames 6 games. And
You watch too many sports. How do you keep up with it all? You watch hockey, basketball, and football.
football?
Football.
I mean, I do watch soccer, but like... I don't know.
Do you
man.
watch soccer too?
I do, and NASCAR.
No, you don't. You're not a NASCAR guy.
I mean, I don't care about it. It's like the least favorite sport I care about. But I watch UFC.
But the fact that it's still on your radar is like impressive.
Like, I don't know. I just I play a NASCAR video game like once a week. I kick ass, bro. I got all these sponsors. Like, I'm dope.
You really like Tide.
But yeah, dude, I love sports. I always have.
Mm.
I played a lot of them growing up.
I just don't see how you keep up with them. But anyway, so we haven't talked about Happy Gilmore a lot, so
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
bust into this.
Um,
We were 20 minutes in and barely talked about the movie.
his grandmother, like I said, raised him, and one day they're
I love that. So she's getting evicted out of her house, and people are taking her stuff, and Adam Sandler's like, You can't take her stuff. She's old. Look at her. She's old.
She's just old.
And
the grandma even does like this. Like,
yeah. But I love that he's like, Grandma, why didn't you pay your taxes? I would have paid it, but I don't have any money.
We got to give Frances Bay her flowers, man. She is fucking great in this.
She's golden.
She makes this fucking movie.
Yes.
And it has one of the best cameos in cinema history. My boy fucking Ben Stiller playing the fucking nurse in the old folks home. My God.
The Nazi nurse.
That shit was too funny.
It was so fucking funny.
Excuse me, young man. Could you bring me a glass of warm milk? It helps put me to sleep. Could you trouble you for a glass of shut the hell up? You will go to sleep.
Or I will put you to sleep.
That's right. You're in my world now, Granny. Doing the shit about the quilts.
Oh, your hands hurt? Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you're pulling yard duty. Anybody else's hands hurt?
We're extending arts and crafts time by 5 hours today.
Yeah, it was a fucking...
My fingers hurt.
I completely forgot Ben Stiller was even in this, and then he popped up. I was like, oh, Ben Stiller.
You know what's crazy is like there's two versions of this movie because there's one where he never finds out about Ben Stiller, like it's not in it, and then there's another one where he says, "My grandmother told me about how you've been treating people."
I did not watch that.
Yeah, and it's like it was the one that aired on TV for a while.
Really?
Yeah, because it shows him like he does the realtor at the beginning.
Okay.
Or the guy from the IRS or whatever.
Yeah.
He throws him through a fucking plate glass door.
Saw that.
But he does that to Ben Stiller. And that's in this version of the movie too.
Okay, yeah. I just rented it on something because I didn't have it.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't have that part.
It's fucking criminal. You don't
I
know
know.
this movie.
I noticed I don't have a lot of his movies.
I have like I'm not gonna say I have all of them, especially like the shittier ones he's made lately in life.
Yeah.
Like none of like
the Netflix deal movies.
Yeah, I own a couple of them, but not many. But yeah, I'd say I probably have about 3/4.
I'm not happy that I don't own them. I'll say that. I'm not happy that I don't own this. I'm not happy that I don't own Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Waterboy.
Wow.
I don't know why.
You can get them quick though, bro.
I saw them so much when I was younger that it was like they're not in my like zeitgeist anymore. It's not something that I reach for. Because I watched his first few movies so many times.
Yeah, that's true. They're kind of like those movies.
Big
like,
Daddy. I watch Big Daddy a lot.
Right. It's like one of those movies like you own them, but like you don't.
Right.
Well, I used to have a lot of these on VHS.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get them on DVD again.
Well, there's also this thing like my brother and I lived together for a little bit, and if he had it, I didn't buy it.
Right.
And when we moved out,
right,
I think he had a lot of Adam Sandler movies, and I didn't have like nearly any, and I just never got around to buying them. So.
Yeah, I even got Chuck and Larry, man. I got like a lot of his shit.
I like Chuck and Larry. It's pretty funny. Even though I don't like Bob Lark.
Oh, yeah, Kevin James. But like, that's like, he's good when he's with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, he's not very good on his own.
No,
like,
he's
King
not.
of Queens was like the last thing he did that was worth a fuck by himself.
Right.
And he still had Ben Stiller's dad to carry him too. So, but yeah, so his grandma, like, her house is getting taken by the IRS, and she has to go live in this home. And we just mentioned Ben Stiller being a fucking tyrant while he's in there. I love this fucking lady that like jumps on the fucking hood of the car. She's like, Mister, get me out of here.
She keeps making appearances throughout the movie, and they're gold. It's not the same lady that's from Grandma's Boy that Space Shuttle.
I don't think so.
They look similar.
I don't think so, but it'd be hilarious if it was her,
Right.
dude. That would be the most epic callback of all time. Just eat this, leave us alone. Fucking hits the air conditioner, it falls on him. Get this off of me.
I think I killed her.
You know that Misa lady? I love how every time his grandmother or like somebody asks about his girlfriend, he makes them a different way that she like died.
Yeah. Because we didn't mention that she left him because he's a loser piece of shit and he only cares about trying out for hockey. And she's like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I'm only getting older and wasting my life with you.
Dude, the fucking singing on the box though, bro. I wanna kiss you all alone.
And the little Asian lady that wakes her way up. It was pretty funny.
Terry,
You want breakfast?
To the night closes. Fucking gold, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, like, he's going over there and he's watching these guys move all of his grandmother's stuff into storage. So, like, I guess they don't break anything or whatever.
Oh, and they pick up the golf clubs.
His grandfather's golf clubs, and they're like old as fuck. And Will Sasso, you get a rare Will Sasso fucking cameo in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up going, and he's making fun of them because they can't hit the fucking ball worth the fuck. And he's like, you know, it's a lot harder than it looks. And he's like, I don't care. I'm not the golfing type, girls. Like, I don't give a shit. He's like, finish up so I can go watch my hockey game. He's like, well, if you hit a ball farther than my ball, we'll put this shit up and we'll go
back to work.
We'll go back to work.
Right.
And he's like, give me the stupid fucking thing. And he fucking cranks this bitch like 450
yards, yeah.
And there's a dude standing on his porch.
Well, no, he hits the window first. It was actually really funny. He hits the window. The guy comes outside. And then he hits him with the golf ball. 20 or nothing. You can't do it again. And then the girl's outside the window on the second floor. And
his wife. She fucking falls out the window.
I actually laughed at this. Like, it's funny how this movie came out in 1994, 96, somewhere around there.
I think it's like 95, 96.
I still laughed at this shit. Yeah. Like, Adam Sandler was so in his bag in these years. Like, the fact that he can still make me laugh however long later this is.
When that poor woman falls off the fucking...
Yeah.
He's like, maybe we should go back inside.
Made a bet, pay him.
So then he's like thinking small time. He goes to the driver range and he's like just betting people like $100.
Well, no, he's like, come watch the freak drive the ball 400 yards and whatever. And then Carl Weathers sees him from a few. The funniest thing I noticed in this movie is when I watched this the first few times is like, you know, you can tell he has a fake hand. I was like, it's kind of cheesy but now watching it again, I was like, that's part of the joke is you can see that he's wearing a fake. Like, they don't try to hide it at all. There's even a little handle for him to hold on to.
Yeah. Like his arm is like longer than the other one.
Yeah. His sleeve is a little bit longer. It's comical.
Stiff because they got it like fucking locked in.
Funny.
Yeah. It's gold.
Yeah.
I love that shit because he goes and he stands in a batting cage and starts taking fucking balls to the head and the chest and shit. He's
yeah,
like,
because tryouts are coming out soon. He's got to toughen up.
He's like, why the hell are you doing this? And he's like, 364 days to next year's hockey tryouts. I got to toughen up. Yeah, I fucking love it.
I love that the little kid gets in there and starts to try to take the ball.
Hey, mister, you need a helmet. Don't worry about it.
This is awesome. So yeah, Carl Weathers wants to train him and to being a golfer because he was a golfer at one point until an alligator ate his hand.
He was a prodigy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, you could drive the ball. He goes, but you got to work on your short game. He's like, give me a couple months. He's like, we'll get you on the pro tour, you know, and like you can start making some big money. He's like, I need money now, man. And he like kind of won't. That was kind of one of the things that like bothered me. Like, he didn't even tell him. Like, I think that if you would explain to him, like, look, Chobes, I understand that this probably would take a lot of time to learn, but like, I gotta get the money for my grandma.
Right, I only have 90 days.
And I think he would have just said, all right, well, let's get the crash course. Because like you said, last place, that was the crazy thing to me, man. Last place at a fucking golf tournament for a pro golfer back then, he was still getting $9,000, $10,000. Like, you go to what, 7 of those a year? You're fucking Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
Like, golf is a good
yeah, but you
sport.
Still have to like.
Oh, you got to be a fucking badass golfer.
Right,
I'm not saying that, but like, I'm just saying, like, even the worst fucking pro golfer ever is still badass. Like,
right.
You're still making money.
Mm-hmm.
And I love when he goes, because he has to go to this like invitational, and you don't win any money, but you get to be on the pro tour and make money.
Right. And this is where he meets Shooter McGavin.
He's never played golf a day in his life, like, you know. So he steps up and he doesn't even know where to stand. The dude's like, can you get out of the way?
Oh, yeah, like, because he has a caddy.
Oh, yeah.
I love that the caddy picks up his clubs and he
We go to those clubs, punk, and he fucking like tackles him.
Right.
Mr. Gilmore, I'm your caddy. Oh, shit. My bad.
He's like, I'll carry these. Just don't make me look like an idiot out there. And that's when he's standing in the putting area.
He's like, well, they're really old, so why don't you let me hold on to them? And everybody's laughing at him because he fucking misses his first swing. And fucking Chubbs is just like, just think about it. Just all in the hips. Yeah, listen, it's all in the hips, you know? And he just says, fuck it, get off of me. And he fucking cranks that bitch all the way to the green.
Yeah.
Which, you think about it, man, like, if a dude really could fucking hit the ball that far, that consistently, like, he would be dominating.
It's called Tiger Woods.
Well, I don't even think Tiger hits it like that.
I don't know. That's the only name that I know in golf, so.
And I don't know how much it costs for them to, like, shoot the golf balls flying through the air, but, like, that was one of the cooler parts of this movie. Like, every time you racked that shit, it was just like, you hear it, like, whistling through the fucking air.
I know this is before we had drones.
Yeah,
and shit.
so I'm like, how the fuck? Did they just, like, do this in a helicopter or something?
Right.
Like, you know? Just
They probably just filmed it and then sped it up by a lot. Who knows?
put a little tiny camera on the golf ball when they fucking shot it out of a fucking cannon or something. Like, I don't know, but it looked badass, you know?
I think they shot a guy out of a cannon and he was holding a camera.
With the golf ball, like, kind of in it. You know?
Right.
But, but he can't putt for shit because that's, like, a really important part of golf, I hear.
Yeah.
And, so you can't golf worth a fuck, but, like, it comes down to the end of the tournament and he has to just knock this putt in within, like, 5 strokes and he wins. And Chubbs is like, look, man, the other team pulled the goalie. He's like, because you like hockey so much. And he's like, all you got to do is tap it in. Just tap it in. And he goes to do it. He's like, hey, just tap it in. So he fucking shoots and he hits it like a foot. And he's like, just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. I wonder how much of this shit he just improv'd, you know what I mean?
A lot of it, I would assume, yeah.
You know, because
it definitely has some Adam Sandler-isms.
But I mean, he writes the shit too, so it's like, you know what I mean? But yeah, he fucking misses. And he finally gets into the last one, and then you get that sweet pilot song, fucking, whoa, whoa, whoa.
There was a lot of 90s, like, throwback songs in this.
80s, 70s.
You know what I'm saying? Songs that were used in the 90s movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool.
Maybe me look at it, you know.
No, I'm just saying. I thought you meant like that song was
no. Just songs that they've used a lot during 90s movies.
Well, I've noticed that with Sandler over the years. Like when they give him control of the soundtrack, like it's always like shit that he was like liked in high school. Like it's always 80s rock and shit like that.
Side note, did Kevin Smith make you an Abigail or King Diamond?
I don't even know who that is.
It's, you know, whenever Jay is outside and dun 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 dun, that's King Diamond.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. And when they're singing really high pitch, mother, King Diamond.
What was it like? I love that shit.
I was wondering that today because I was listening to King Diamond and I was like, I wonder if Nick went and became a King Diamond fan because of Kevin Smith.
No, I had no idea, dude. I just thought that was like a song I didn't know that they liked. You know? I love when they pull up to the hang out in the drive-thru and Clerks 2, and he's like, he's doing his fucking thing. He drinks the fucking beer, kicks it. What's up, motherfuckers? We should do Clerks 2 one day.
Yeah, because I think Clerks 2 is actually funnier than people give it credit for.
Oh yeah, it's great.
People talk shit about it like it's not the same, and I was like,
I kind of liked how they changed it a little bit. You know, like they
changed it a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like instead of the convenience store, it was a fast food.
Instead of it being black and white.
Yeah, it's color.
Instead of them playing hockey.
Yeah.
Instead of finding a dead dude in a cooler.
They had a fucking donkey show. It was even better.
Yes.
It was hilarious.
I say Lister Fiend. I can't say Listerine. I can't say Listerine anymore. I just say Lister Fiend. I've been drinking, so you need to keep me on track. I'm going to let this podcast go off the rails.
It's been going off the rails.
Yes.
But it's fucking, it's fine, dude. If they haven't seen Happy Gilmore by now, like, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm going to
They just come here to listen to us rant about random shit. They don't even come here to listen to us talk about the actual movie.
Yeah, people forget, like, what a movie we're even doing.
Right. Yeah, I was listening to Sasquatch Gang just because I made the reference, and I was like, we didn't talk about that movie barely at all.
But Sasquatch Gang?
Yeah.
Oh. Sasquatch Gang was funny though.
Yeah.
Um
You
yeah.
enjoyed it a lot more than I expected you to.
Justin Long, I realized like I'm a big Justin Long guy.
Yeah. Same.
His Die Hard is like one of my favorites. Like other than the original, it's probably my second favorite one. Then probably Die Hard with a Vengeance.
People are gonna make a War with Cinema wiki. It's just gonna have that top par likes these diehards in this order.
Yeah, and then
Because you've said it so many times.
then the second one, and then the fifth one.
Just make sure they get it right.
Yeah, the one in Russia has to be last. It barely is a Die Hard movie. Jai Courtney almost ruined that for us.
Yeah.
Only true Die Hard fans even talk about that fucking movie. Anyways.
I love his chemistry with Christopher McDonald. He's in the
So good. He plays the perfect fucking dick in this movie, dude.
he does, and I love that he's in the what is it called where they're all together in that like club, that country club.
It's just like it's like the clubhouse
Yeah.
where everybody like eats and
a bunch of guys have a golden vest or a golden
because they won
jacket.
they won the Masters.
Right, and he's like, "Where's yours?" He's like, "Oh, funny
So
guy."
they get one in about what 4 months, guys?
Yeah.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Right.
And what's crazy is like those are all actual like big time golfers at the time.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I didn't either until like years later. I watched that movie for years and had no fucking
Who are
idea.
these people? You're looking them up. You're like, oh, they're real golfers.
Yeah, they were like actually like good golfers at that time.
Yeah. Those are their real golden jackets. Those
So-
weren't just like stand-in golden jackets.
So Shooter's like, hey man, why don't you meet us out on the 9th green? You know?
At 9.
At 9. And Sandler goes out there and he's like, hey, Happy, dress nice, because he's in like an AC/DC shirt and a pair of jeans, you know?
Right.
They're kind of bagging on him because he doesn't like act like a golfer. He's not dressed up all like an asshole. So he puts a suit on and he gets fucking soaked, and that's when he meets the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And she is at her peak of smoking hotness, bro.
Oh my God. Those like dream sequences.
The
I
happy
was
place.
like,
She was in my fucking happy place after that.
I was like, I didn't, like, I knew you were hot.
Right.
I knew you were that hot.
Yeah.
Because she always plays the mom. Like, I watch her Modern Family.
She's hot in that shit.
Yeah, she is.
It's just another chapter of her hotness in existence, too.
Right. Exactly.
I hope she hears this episode.
She's a cougar.
Yeah, I would. But she's like prime. She's prime sexy in this movie.
100%. And that like hair works for her too. Like I was thinking that
Yeah,
too.
I'm
like
not a big, yeah, like her and like Princess Diana were the only chicks that
only
pulled
two
that
people
off.
in the world that can
Yeah.
pull that off.
Yeah.
Or else you look like a Karen.
Yeah, or Dyke. Like back then, especially. Okay, you can laugh at that joke. It's a good joke, Greg.
But yeah, she's great.
Your wife will probably be pissed when she hears that joke, but it'll be fine.
Sure, right. She doesn't listen to these anymore anyway.
That's good.
She's like, I just can't listen to Nick anymore. Like I hear him enough.
Even if she does, she probably doesn't make it that far in.
She's like, I like hearing you talk about the movies. But yeah, she's great. And
So yeah, he's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of Shooter McGavin, and she's like, well, if you do that, then that's going to make my job because she's the PR for the tour.
right.
And he's like, well, I don't want to do that. He's like, so how about you go on a date with me? And she's like, oh, I don't date golfers. And he's like, well, that's cool because I'm a hockey player. And she was like, but you're a professional golfer. He's like, I'm just doing this for now. Like, he really doesn't give a shit at all. And I think that's what brings this character like so much crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I like this movie a lot because I love upsetting the establishment. Like even the golfing establishment, like there's these rules and all this, like you have to be proper and all this shit. And he just brings chaos.
right.
And I love that. That's what I want for everything. And I'm so glad somebody is mowing while we're doing the podcast.
I was just thinking that, like, wow, like how lucky.
How
for us.
inconsiderate of him to mow his yard while
Y'all
we're
have
doing
like
this.
what 35 feet of fucking lawn. Like he couldn't wait till that shit to do that tomorrow.
Right.
Anyways, but
Some people are sleeping.
so yeah, he goes out there and like he becomes a hit because he can crack the fucking ball, and he like
but he's also like a
he's lively.
sideshow.
Yeah, like he doesn't give a shit, and like he starts attracting like fucking like pretty much like hippies and stoners and just like all these party people.
Right,
Like,
right.
They're out there with their beer kegs and shit, like at a golfing tournament, like it's football. They're tailgating and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I loved it.
even the announcers are like, I think I saw one of those guys with those beer dispensing helmets, and it's this fucking caddy just walking around chugging beer. Yeah, he goes to his first tournament, and they're like, caddy's name, and he's like, y'all didn't give me one yet. And they're like, this is the pro tour, you have to bring your own caddy. And he's like, oh shit.
So he goes to get some random homeless guy
that wiped his windshield off 10 minutes ago.
Right.
He's like, I'll give you another 20, and you can fucking do this with me.
Yeah, and I still can't get over that it's Alec Convert.
Yeah, he's got the thick beard and the long hair.
I didn't recognize him. Well, not that I really knew who he was.
He's got 2 lines in this fucking movie. Like,
right. But he plays it so subtle, and I love it. He does it perfectly.
What you thinking, pal? Try to start making some serious money. You think a slight left, downhill? I'd say slight right. Nah, it just seems that way because you only have one shoe on.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. It shows him out watching in the fucking pond at one of the fucking golf courses.
That was my father.
Really?
Yeah. My grandparents lived on a lake, and my dad would take a bar of soap out to the fucking lake, and he'd be like, this is a natural shower. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go wash inside like a normal human being.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and then there's the one scene where the guy puts the quarter down and he takes the quarter and puts it in his fucking
Shooter
pocket.
McGavin.
The other one, he's like, takes the fucking cracker off the ground and starts eating it. Like, you got the ball? And he pulls out the fucking these holy drawers from the fucking ball dryer. He's out there bare ass. It's just great, dude. He's got a lot of good scenes in this.
He was a great addition.
But yeah, like he can't really putt good, so like he keeps getting last place, but like he's getting money, but he's not getting a lot of money.
Right. He can get on the green. He just takes a few more hits to get in the hole.
And it's like affecting, because like I said, the most important part of golf is being able to putt.
Yeah.
And Chubbs is like watching him, still rooting for him, but he's just like, you should have listened to me. And then like, it's great because like I said, he's not a traditional golfer, and like he starts fighting like other players. He's fucking fighting people in the crowd. He's breaking shit and throwing shit, like
cussing at the ball. Yeah,
they're having to like fucking go to commercial break because he's like, peace of that's like one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Is she's like, he's off the air. He's fucking suspended, and she's like, do we want to do that? Maybe fine him, like reprimand him, but we already sold out our next like 3 tournaments. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, nah, people want to see this guy.
Yeah. Our ratings are the highest they've ever been.
Yeah. And so it goes back. He's like beating the shit out of Kevin Nealon. He's like, you paid the ferry. It's like a merry-go-round. Around it goes circular. Feel it. And he's like, psycho. So he misses the fucking putt. And he's like, son of a bitch, ball, go home. Go home.
I think it's funny. He played the same character he played from fucking Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
It was the same character. Just
almost. Oh, yeah, almost.
Kevin Nielsen.
That's funny. He fucking, like I said, he pulls him out of his fucking shirt and just beats the shit out of him. It's so funny. Fuck y'all, motherfucker. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I couldn't get the ball in the hole. I wanted it to go in the hole, but it wouldn't go. And then fucking punches him.
Takes his shirt off. Hands it to another dude.
But then Shooter McGavin realizes he can't get him off the tour, so he hires this little like
oh my god, dude, he hires a heckler.
Yeah, it's a heckler.
And he goes to this fucking celebrity tournament, and like he tells his grandma, he's like, I'm doing good. He's like, as long as I don't get last place these next 2 tournaments, I'll have the money to get your house back in time. And she's like, oh, thank you. I can't stay here another minute. And he's like, what? I thought it wasn't that bad. And she was like, oh,
that's where the air conditioner.
And then that's when he drops the air conditioner.
It's a little warm in here.
Just have the kid fix it for you. He fucking bangs the sides of it and just falls out. But so the next one up is the Celebrity Pro-Am, and he's like, how you doing, Happy? And it's like fucking Bob Barker, ladies and gentlemen. And he's like, Bob Barker, what are you doing here? He's like, it's the Pro-Am. He's like, every golfer plays with a celebrity. He's like, me and I forgot who he said. He's like, won this last year. He's like, I'd like to win it again. And he's like, well, I'll try my fucking best for Bob Barker. And that guy's standing out there, and he's like, nice swing, you jackass.
It is funny. The first fun fact on IMDb is Bob Barker wasn't sure he wanted to be in the movie. When he learned that he was going to win the fight with Adam Sandler, he accepted the role.
Bob Barker's like, you're gonna make a fool out of me just because I do the Price is Right. He's like, sorry, that guy was bothering me. He's like, I wish I could punch him in the face, but I gotta be. He's like, I gotta be good. And he's like, I'm sure you got a lot of that on Let's Make a Deal. He's like, it's the Price is Right, Happy. He's like, oh yeah, sorry. He's like, let's play some golf. So yeah, they're playing, and then like old boy just keeps fucking with him, and he's like, the club went further than the ball, and like just fucking getting in his head. He hits a dude out in a fucking boat out in the lake, and he's like, I can't believe, Bob Barker's like, I can't believe you're a fucking professional golfer. He's like, I think you should have a job at the snack bar. And like, he's like, calm down, Bob. Like, you know, he's trying his best not to fucking go off on Bob Barker. And then he goes, you couldn't have been this fucking bad at hockey as you are at golf. And then he's like, you know what? Fuck you, old man. And he starts feeding hands to Bob Barker. And he's like, you like that, old man? You want a piece of me? And then Bob Barker comes back from the dead, puts him in a fucking death lock. I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing. He just starts drilling it with straight lefts.
Yeah, it's funny. When Dennis Duggan told Bob Barker that his stunt double would be used in the fight scene, Bob Barker insisted in doing the stunts, saying, wait a minute, I know how to fight. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, fun fact, dude, the golf commissioner is Dennis Duggan. That's the director.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So yeah, like him and Bob Barker start tussling, and fucking Adam Sandler headbutts his ass, and he's like, the price is wrong, bitch. And he tries to hit Bob Barker with a fucking golf club, and Bob Barker just keeps fucking handling him. And then when he thinks he's like done, he's like, I think you've had enough. And then he goes to get up, and he goes, nope. He fucking kicks him in the face with golf cleats. So disrespectful, dude. He goes, now you've had enough, bitch. Classic cinema right there, Greg. Like, every movie should have an elderly game show host beat the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah, we need to bring that back. We need to get Drew Carey out into sports.
I need Steve Harvey to be out there fighting six guys.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? John Wick style.
Yes, 100%.
The mustache is even blocking punches. You know, I need that in my life.
While he's wearing the fucking fly suit.
One of the best crisp tuxes you've ever seen. Or yeah, it's just the badass suits. But yeah, man.
In real life, Adam Sandler is terrible at both hockey and golf.
Yeah, I wondered about that because like I heard he likes playing golf, but he's really good at basketball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays basketball everywhere he goes.
I still not like it's hard.
But he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe he's never played in the Celebrity All-Star game. He'd probably kill that shit. I did like that basketball movie he just did.
What's that?
It's called not Rebound, but like something.
I didn't know he did one recently.
It's
Is that a
Netflix movie? Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty good when he plays a scout for the 76ers and he finds this kid in like Brazil or some shit and tries to bring him into the NBA.
Oh, I see.
But he's like always getting into trouble and shit.
Mm.
Pretty good movie. Check it out. So after Bob Barker gets suspended and he's like, I can't get suspended. He's like, I need money. And the dude's like, too fucking bad. And of course, Shooter McGavin's like, suspend him. Fuck that. Kick him off the tour. Like, you know, you see what he did on national television.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, the board thinks that that's a little excessive since our ratings have never been higher.
Right.
And we're selling out every tournament we do. So we're not going to get rid of him. And he's at Subway with his girl, with the PR girl. And he's like, you know, with the amount of money you made, you maybe not save her house, but you can get her a really nice condo. And he's like, my grandfather didn't build any fucking condos with his bare hands. Like, he's like, I fucking hate Bob Barker. Because he's all split open and shit, like, from where he just got his ass beat. So, like.
And then I love she gets the idea to do a Subway commercial.
Because he's like, let me enjoy the one thing that at least makes me a little bit happy. Can I just say that I've never eaten a Subway sandwich in my fucking life that looked as good as the one he was holding in that fucking movie?
I mean, that's, yeah.
Right. Even the one he hits off the fucking tee in the commercial, I'm like, God, I wish he hit that shit into my mouth. Like,
yeah, they never look that good.
And like, I'm surprised no pro golfer has ever done that in a commercial before that. Like, that seems like
it seems kind of cheesy though,
but like perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's like a 10-second commercial. Like, it's a perfect amount. Gets the little joke in there. Oh, he's a golfer. You know.
That's a hole in one.
Hey, Happy, can I have one of those? And I think that's like the point of it, is to ham it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets the money and then he goes to the auction. And then this is where Shooter McGavin actually comes into one of the greatest movie villains of all time, because he is fucking loaded rich because he's a pro golfer. He goes and tries to buy the fucking house at the auction.
He bids on his house, his grandmother's house, and wins
it. And he's like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. And he's like, if you put a hand on me, I'll burn the house down and piss on the ashes. And I'm just like, this is a comedy. Like, damn.
This got dark real quick.
He's like, don't worry about it. Your grandma can live with me. He's like, she'll be my fucking maid. Like, God. And he's like, you're going to beat me in fucking golf. He's like, that's a big mistake, pal. He's like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
And then he gives the best, like, a 12-year-old kid. No. So then he's like, hey, will you mind taking my grandmother back to the home? He's like, I got some shit. I got somebody I got to talk to. And she's like, who? He's like, I got to learn how to play golf. Like, because he knows he has to do it to beat Shooter.
Yeah, so
and
Chubbs takes him to a...
You're good. I'm bad. You're awesome. I suck. You're fast. I'm slow. He's like, all right, now that you learned your lesson, he's like, I'll teach you how to play. And he's like, hell yeah, let's get to work. And he fucking crushes the hand. Because that's like the running joke through the movie. Like, he keeps hitting Chubbs' fucking hand.
Yeah, he keeps breaking the wooden...
Like, he hooks it with a hockey stick at the beginning and it gets fucking ran over. He's like, don't worry, it's made of oak. Real strong. He gets fucking ran over.
By a semi. And then he glues it all back together and he keeps breaking it.
Yeah, and so he crushes all the fucking fingers. And he's like, sorry, here's your pinky. He puts it back in his hand. So he takes him to a fucking putt-putt course, but it's like a ridiculously hard putt-putt course. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm a pro golfer. And he's like, don't kid yourself. He's like, I've had some tough times at this place. And like, he gets to the one where he has to hit this fucking ball and this clown. It's fucking gold, dude. First time he fucking hits it, it doesn't go in, and it's like, he's like, I hate that fucking clown. It's like, Happy, just relax, man, relax. And he does it again, and he fucking finally gets it in the thing, and then the fucking
spits it out, so he breaks his fucking nose off.
You're gonna die, clown. And then he gets to this one that's supposed to be like an earthquake in California, and the building falls over in front of where you're supposed to hit it and shit. And he's like, you got to clear your mind when you putt. It's not like driving the ball. He's like, you can't just use power. It's like, it takes touch. And he's like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? Like, you know, when that happens, he's like, go to your happy place. And I, to this day, have a happy place because of this fucking movie, man. Like, whenever I just need a second, you know what I mean? Like, all the great...
Is it Ashley dressed up like this?
Yeah, for sure. And then, like, you know, I just have like a ridiculous movie screen size TV and I'm playing Nintendo on it.
Yeah.
And, like, comic books are stacked up to the fucking ceiling. Like, it's the greatest thing ever. Now I mentioned I'm in a bat cave while I'm doing it. Like, and Batman's just chilling, watching, waiting for his turn.
Your happy place is very elaborate.
Yeah, man. I spend a lot of time there. I have to, you know, gotta have everything in order.
But what's funny is your real place is not far from your happy place.
I wish it was a little more Batcave-ish.
Yeah. I was going to say it's not as Batcave-ish, but you have like everything else.
Except for the supercomputer. Yeah, man, for sure. But yeah, he clears his mind and he like hits this fucking impossible ass putt, which is like a key moment to remember.
Yeah.
And so he goes out there to play shooter. Oh yeah, dude. After this, they have a great time. Him and Chubbs have a great time, and he learns, and he takes him back to. He invites Chubbs back to this place to like have a beer or whatever, and Chubbs says, "I got something for you."
Oh, because earlier in the movie, alligator.
Well, not only that, the way he putts is like a hockey player, like he's like, you know, hitting.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the whole thing. Is like Chubbs can't play golf anymore because an alligator bit his hand off during a tournament.
Right. And that same alligator got a hold of Adam Sandler's ball, and he fought an alligator in a movie.
Give me the ball, alligator. Chubbs. Got one eye.
So fast forward to this part, he's like, I got you a present, Chubbs.
He's like, I got you something too. And he's like, oh, you didn't have to do that, Happy. And he's like, you remember the gator that got your hand? He's like, well, I got his head. And he opens this box and he fucking freaks out, like has trauma, and falls out of an open window and fucking dies.
Yeah.
It's like the one, like,
I was like, did you really need to take it there?
yeah, like it's probably like the darkest joke in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, I feel so stupid. And she's like, it's not your fault. And he's like, that's another great line from fucking Christopher McDonald. He's like, good job, idiot. You killed a golf legend. I'm going to dedicate my play today. And Chubbs' his memory. He's like, fuck you. I'm playing for Chubbs. He's like, no, I called it first. It's so good, dude. And he's like, beat him. You want to beat him? Beat him on the course. He's like, that's right. I'm going to beat your ass on the course. And he's like, Grizzly Adams had a beard. And then the one golfer, like, that guy's actually a golfer too. Like, the one that just keeps, like,
he keeps appearing in so many different shots. I was like, I didn't realize.
It's so funny, dude. He's fucking there when Chubbs falls and he's like, shaking his head. It's fucking great. So, anyways, they start, going, and he's starting.
It's a whole montage of them battling it out, and
he's actually starting to get good.
Yeah.
So,
because
Shooter tries to bring the heckler back,
right, to run him over.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
I feel like then he gets fucking drilled by a Volkswagen. Volkswagen. And he's all hurt, and he can't hit the long ball anymore, and it's looking dark. It's looking dark for Happy, like grandma's not getting a house. And of course, Shooter just keeps fucking giving him shit. He's like, you know that room at the top of the stairs? And Happy's like, yeah, that was my room. He's like, I think I'm going to turn that into my trophy room. And then hits a fucking 15-foot dope-ass putt, bro. Like, one of the hardest putts you've ever seen in golf. He's like, I just don't think it's going to be big enough. And it's just like, the balls on this fucking guy, dude.
Right.
Like I said, he's one of my favorite villains of all movies.
Yeah,
like,
he was pretty great.
Shooter McGavin is a fucking savage, dude.
Savage.
And it's funny because, like, the guy that plays him, Chris McDonald, seems like he'd be the nicest guy in real life. Like,
100%, yeah.
I've seen him in enough movies.
It's like I wanted to have a beer with him until I watched this. And
right.
I was like, oh, you're a dick.
But I feel like that's what great actors do, man.
Yes.
Like, they make you hate them if they have to. And, so, like, he's feeling pretty bad. And then he tries to go to his happy place, and it's all corrupted because Shooter's in his head.
Yeah.
And Shooter's like making out with his fucking old lady and his grandma, and like
what's with the midget?
I just thought that was fucking so out there. But
there's
like
some random midget.
The first one he's riding a fucking tricycle, but then this one he's like got the fucking broom in between his legs. He's like, come on down, like. And then Gene Simmons is his grandmother, because his grandmother puts a Gene Simmons mask on to scare him. So then Shooter starts making out with Gene Simmons, who's on his grandmother's body. It's fucked up. But anyways, he's like melting down. He keeps trying to hit a fucking ball, and like he's mowing the grass, and then he throws the fucking club in the water, and then he throws a fucking rock in the water, and then the caddy throws the rock in the water. So then, like, his grandma shows up, like, his old lady went and got his grandma. So, like, look, Happy, look who's here to see you. He's like, Grandma, I don't think I'm going to win. And she's like, it's okay. Like, it's just a fucking house. Like, I love you, and, you do everything for me, type shit. And he's walking off to find his ball and shit. And he goes back to his happy place, and Chubbs is up there playing a piano. And he's like, still feel bad? He's like, don't feel bad, Happy. He's
I got
like,
my hand back.
And I love that he pulls his hands off and the piano's still playing.
Yeah.
And then he swings this. Carl Weathers can actually fucking sing, man. Apollo Creed can sing.
Mm-hmm.
We've only just begun. Kills that shit. And he tells Shooter, he's like, I think we've only just begun. And then he starts fucking kicking his ass. And then from where that heckler, the crazy motherfucker, hit him with the car, he like ran into a TV tower. And since there's so many people there watching this match, he gets a bunch of fans start climbing up on this TV tower that's all fucked up from the car, and ends up falling on the green after Happy has to make his last putt.
Right. To win the game.
Not just beat Shooter, but win the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, and he gets to wear a gold jacket, you know, and like that's like the ultimate thing would be like to say a fuck you to Shooter by winning it, you know. And his girlfriend's like, look, just putt around it and we'll go to overtime.
But he had to shoot a ball off the ogre's foot.
Yeah.
It's like, gotta play.
Gotta play where it lies and shit. And then that's when she tells him not to try to beat him, just to tie it. And then they could get an extra hole.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I'm just gonna fucking beat him now. And this is like one of the coldest fucking shots ever. I wonder how long it took up to do that, because like people do that shit in their house now, you know, like those long ass things.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how much it set up. And the only thing that's funny is when it shoots out the tube at the end, you could see the part in the grass where they had to indent it to make the ball go past the hole and then come back in. But other than that, it's still fucking great. And then the reaction on Christopher McDonald's face, he's like, no! And he's like, it's my fucking jacket.
He runs off with the fucking golden jacket.
And then you see like everybody chasing him to beat the shit out of him. And of course, they catch him. So bad guy loses. Happy gets the jacket, wins his grandma's house back, and he's got the smoking hot PR lady. And now he makes enough money that his caddy doesn't have to be a bum.
Right.
So it's like one of the greatest endings to a movie. Like, you know how I have sequel fever. And for a while when I was younger, I used to say that I would love to see another one of these, you know. But like put a twist on it, like he finally gets a shot at hockey or some shit. And now he's like not aggressive like anymore. Like he can't play hockey anymore, you know?
Yeah. But he still can't skate for shit.
Right, but I'm sure Adam Sandler was like 35 and like making way too much money. I was like, I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to pretend to play hockey. So yeah, but like I said, it's one of my favorite movies in general, not just Adam Sandler movies, but like I've loved this movie for a long time.
Yeah, I've always liked this movie. I never thought about going back and rewatching it. It's just one of those that you've watched a few times and, you know, it's like, oh, I like that movie.
I don't throw around this phrase a lot, but in my mind, it's like a perfect fucking movie.
It's really well done. A perfect like comedy.
Right. Yeah. Not like, I mean, it doesn't like groundbreak cinema like that, but it's just one of those movies that like it will always put you in a good mood.
It's
like,
a nice wholesome comedy that'll just, you know, like I said, it gives me the feels, the nostalgia, and it still makes me laugh to this day.
Like, I hope Adam Sandler hears about this. Like, dude, go back to making movies like this, bro.
Right.
A lot of your choices now, sorry, they suck. And I've been a fan of you long enough that I feel like I could tell you that.
But he's got that Netflix money, so he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I'm not saying turn down the $200 million. I'm just saying, like, make better shit. You have more money to do it. Like, make good movies.
He had his time. Like, he can do what he wants now. But yeah, I do miss this era of Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes hard in the 90s for sure.
So it's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for me, man.
I mean, obviously it's a recommended for me. Highly recommended. It's on like the top 5 best Adam Sandler movies of all time.
See, you've been coveting some DVDs over there from me. You won't let me see the titles. So,
I mean,
what you got?
You can see the titles.
Yeah, but you don't want me to see the titles.
Nah, so
how I just brilliantly segued into that.
I know, right? You've been eyeballing them.
They've just been staring at me.
So shout out to the YouTube channel. Oh my god, I can't fucking think of the name. I'm like, I should not have drank. I work all day. I come home and I'm like, I'm gonna make a nice glass of whiskey on the podcast and, you know, have a good time. But now my brain doesn't want to work, and
you work in the heat too, so that doesn't help.
So shout out to the Kino Quarter. He is a YouTuber. He has a way bigger following than us, so it's not like he needs our shout out.
Doesn't need our plug.
Yeah, he doesn't need our plug, but he makes great YouTube channels. And when I was on my Sigma Male kick, I came across one of his videos, and he did one of the best Sigma Male videos that I came across. But he kept referencing this movie. It's called Buffalo 66.
I remember that it was a movie I watched when I was a kid. I don't remember what it was, but it was an adult movie, and like it had that movie as a preview.
Oh yeah.
And I always used to think like that movie looks so fucked up and weird, and like I never watched it, but I just remember that Christina Ricci was in fucking Casper, and I was like, she did that movie like 2 years later, and I'm like, what the shit, dude?
Yeah. So, it's a movie by Vincent Gallo, and he's the keynote quoter said this is like quintessential, like the Sigma of Sigma male movies. So I was like, I'm obviously a fan of those movies. So
He looks like a fucking serial killer. And he wrote and directed that shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So I figured I would check it out. You know, I haven't watched it yet, but I just got it in.
I'd be interested to know what you thought about it.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. And then I got something very special in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited? It is the Pink Flamingos.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's the movie I've been talking about that we're going to do on the podcast.
Oh. Is that what we're doing this week?
No, because we're going to be meeting with supposedly Mick.
About this movie?
No, we're doing Training Day.
Oh, that's right.
Next week.
Oh, that's
Training Day with Mick Sawyer.
Hell yeah.
Supposed to. But when I get back on my bullshit, this is going to be my first pick. Doesn't it look good?
That looks fucking... I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. But yeah, I got it in the mail from eBay. It was labeled as new.
Have you seen this?
No. I know of it, and I've seen multiple clips, but I've never sat down and actually watched this whole movie. So I'm excited to watch this one.
I gotta feel like we're both gonna suffer in this one.
No, you're gonna suffer. I'm not gonna suffer. But I told you I wanted to get into the like grime of comedies, and Pink Flamingos is definitely there.
All right, well,
that's really the only two I got recently.
that's cool. I bought a shit ton of movies the other day.
You have been buying a lot of movies at the. How do you still have movies to buy?
Yeah, it's like now I'm kind of upgrading shit to Blu-ray.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I got a bunch of Blu-rays last weekend too.
Yeah.
A lot of MCUs.
I was trying to do the 4K upgrades, but it was getting way too expensive, and I was like, I can't afford to keep doing this, so I cut back on it.
Yeah, there's no point in me getting a 4K. I don't have a TV.
You got to get a 4K TV. You got to get a 4K player. You got to get the 4K discs.
Is it a PS4 or 4K?
PS5 is.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Nobody does. Well, only if you select.
I heard
ones.
they're like actually getting to be available again.
Yeah. They were so unavailable that my wife has converted to like PC gaming now. She's like, I don't even care about buying one. I'll just PC game from now on.
My son likes the Xbox. He's been enjoying that.
No, because he could actually get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's already got the Switch and shit. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad he's enjoying it.
But yeah, that's all I had really.
So
hopefully, we'll
I'm hoping we get together
get our
with
Mick
Mick
episode this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
But
you can do it.
We'll see. Until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.